Onc Live Insights is a video editorial program produced by Onc Live.
And another study which is also extremely important at this moment is the comparison of second-line treatment with Cabozantinib. That's another type of TKI, but now not only inhibiting VEGFRs, but also c-Met. c-Met is believed to be important in the face of progressive disease of metastatic kidney cancer and some other tumors as well. So it's presumed that it's often called a dual inhibitor, but in essence, all TKIs are multiple inhibitors of multiple targets. But the randomized phase 3 study really showed a nice advantage of Cabozantinib over everolimus in terms of PFS, very convincingly. The OS was also improved, but the data for OS are not so mature yet. So we have to await the further update of the OS data, but probably Cabozantinib is going to play an important role in the landscape of treatment of metastatic kidney cancer. So in the near future we will have so many options that it will be very difficult to really assess which drug is going to be in second line, yes or no. But we have a couple of interesting observations. The power of the checkpoint inhibitors with the long, very long OS. Also everolimus in second line giving nice long OS, but then two new TKIs with different activity against FGFRs and as compared to c-Met, that either alone, Cabozantinib, or in combination with everolimus give extremely good results that are really, really very promising. So I do think that after many years, the future for metastatic kidney cancer patients seem to be brighter again, because our second-line treatment options are now, the space is filled with more options for choosing treatments, and more patients, I'm sure, will receive third line, because looking at the nivolumab data, patients survive so long that they will for sure also receive third line treatment, or maybe they may be cured. Who knows? We'll know in time.
Because at the end of 2015 we had two new drugs which are going to be active and then going to be approved in metastatic kidney cancer, we are going probably to change completely our treatment paradigm. So first line will still be TKI until maybe we see any value of a checkpoint inhibitor in combination with something. And then in second line we'll have different choices. So everolimus will probably be pushed later on. And we'll have probably to select between nivolumab and Cabozantinib, maybe a little bit of Axitinib, but I guess most of the people will choose between nivolumab and Cabozantinib. Today, I mean, no absolute difference between these two patient populations. So I think I will probably select nivolumab as first choice because of safety profile. Maybe also because, I mean, immuno-oncology is so popular now that it's sometimes pushing us to use immuno-oncology. And I will keep probably Cabozantinib for third line until maybe we know more about subset population who might benefit more of Cabozantinib compared with nivolumab. Do we have anything else in the future in kidney cancer? So one of the areas we're thinking we might have some benefit were vaccines. So we had two large approaches which were actually on study. One was a vaccine prepared by Imatix, a German drug company, which tested their vaccine with sunitinib in combination and compared with sunitinib. This study was reported at ECC 2015 by Brian Rennie. It turned out to be negative. So this vaccine approach is not positive. So we have another one ongoing with an Argos vaccine, which is an autologous vaccine, not yet finished. We still are waiting, but the fact that the Imatix study is negative makes a little anxiety about how other vaccines are going to be positive. So we'll see. We also have a little bit of new targets coming on for the future, still very preliminary. So we have, for example, some targets which are on hypoxia-inducible factor inhibitors, HIF inhibitors. We had at ASCO some preliminary data with a compound which target HIF. We have some new targets like ALK1, which is another ALK, that's the one we have in kidney cancer, which is a target which targets normal vessels, which help to have normalization of the vessels. One drug which is called Dalantercept is an interesting one in combination with Axitinib. It's actually in phase 1-2, so that's another target we have to follow for the future. So, and finally, probably new checkpoint inhibitors in combination together are probably going to be attractive in kidney cancer. So that might be new area to explore for the future.
Based on what has been reported so far, I think that the emerging therapies will be focusing on stimulation of the immune system. And so I do think that there is a lot of receptors on T cells that can still be targeted, and I do think that the near future will probably give us a number of studies focusing on inhibition of checkpoint receptors, and that will certainly translate to improved survival. So that would be my best guess for how the landscape of metastatic kidney cancer and the treatment will change in the near future. But still, of course, lots of work to do, many trials to be done, but I'm sure that that will be quite a success for the majority of patients.